Peggy 18.
How did we get here?
Technology is advancing at a phenomenal rate. Artificial eyes to cybernetic limbs.
The promise of a better future.
We now have the choice to free ourselves from any kind of limitation.
Strength, power, speed. Now I focus on what really matters.
Have these augmentations really been tested?
There are people who say that what is happening is unnatural, that we're playing God. But people were scared of electricity, and where would the world be without
What
that?
happens if this technology falls into the wrong hands?
Diseases or viruses that could wipe out the human race.
Scenes of terror are being witnessed worldwide.
What kind of madness has gripped the mechanically augmented people? 9 million deaths confirmed and counting.
This is an attack on humanity and the universal values that we share.
These people were hacked. They had no control.
What is the appropriate response? And can we actually protect ourselves from this happening again?
I have no idea what happened. I would never...
You tried to kill me. At what point will governments consider the idea of segregation for all our sakes?
We can be politically correct, or we can be foolish, but it's going to get worse and worse.
The Czech Republic adds its voice to a growing list of countries calling for the relocation of its augmented citizens.
No
Reports
choice.
of severe shortages of the drug neuropozyne required to inhibit the rejection of augmentations.
And we will fight for our God-given rights to defend our will.
In a sign of growing anti-augmentation sentiment, thousands march.
It doesn't matter how many idiots you get out there on the street. We will not relinquish our limbs. Do you understand?
What is happening on this planet is a mass fear-mongering, and the mainstream media pushing this narrative.
The officer suffered severe facial
Incident after incident after
You need to
incident.
be afraid, because they are coming for you.
We will not be made slaves to corporations. We will rise up.
To them, we are the enemy.
You've seen what your kind are doing?
My kind? You sound just like them.
We've come to a tipping point.
I can't live like this anymore. This violence is completely out of control.
The road is being paved for this corporate militants.
What do they have planned for us?
Why are they building concentration camps?
What's going on out there?
Reports of multiple fatalities. Only one way to deal with these bloodthirsty fanatics.
A lot of people die. Now you want to take away our freedom? You will pay for it in blood.
Multiple detonations looks like car
The
bombs.
Augmented Rights Coalition denies responsibility.
The Segregation Act has been passed into law, effective immediately.
Augmented persons are being asked to move to safe and secure segregated districts.
I don't want them to take me.
We are still your neighbors, your brothers, your sisters, who love us. We lost everything. Our dreams, our innocence. Where are you taking her? Where are you taking her? Our humanity.
Peggy 18.
We are human beings. Each and every one of us. This must not go on. This injustice must end.
An increase in the number of terrorist attacks highlights the danger posed by augmented citizens.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
Help me!
Sometimes you just have to let go and embrace what you've become. They've worked from the shadows for years, shaping the future, manipulating lives, controlling information. Innocents have died as they play their game.
We will not sit idly by and allow our rights to be eroded out of fear and ignorance any longer. We will not be herded into ghettos and treated as outcasts. We will stop at nothing.
The world is different now. The old rules no longer apply. So much pain. So many lies. Their darkness must end.
This should be your fight as well, brother. The promise of a golden age is over.
I won't let it happen again. You don't seem surprised to see me.
I'm not.
This isn't a social call, Rucker. I'm here to take you in.
My people and I will resist you.
Innocent people died in that bombing today.
The augmented are suffering a genocide. It begins with demonizing us, treating us as less than human, exiling us so we are forgotten, and then exterminating us.
You getting pissed enough to end this guy yet?
I got a no-kill order.
Would have thought he'd done enough to warrant extreme prejudice.
How dare you speak to me of peace and fairness on behalf of masters who hide in the shadows and murdering without the courage to proclaim their convictions in front of the rest of the world?
I suspect there's a power struggle brewing within our organization. Some people inside ARC are less committed to our ideals.
Then help me find them.
Somewhere down there, hiding in plain sight, is your real terrorist.
I can only fight enemies I see.
Then isn't it time you brought them into the light?
Peggy 18.
used to know what tomorrow looked like. Before the world split in two. Everything changed then. Including me.
Agent Jensen, am I going to have a problem with you?
No, sir. No reason to assume you would. They made me what I am. A high-end weapon. And now, they want to put people like me in a cage. Hunting the elite who thrive in the shadows takes more than just a man.
You're not gonna go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are you?
I guarantee you'll never see it coming. It takes a weapon who chooses to believe a better future is possible. If I can survive long enough to see it.
With Deus Ex, we want it to be the window to the future.
What we're trying to do is change the prosthetics industry so we can offer affordable, functional and beautiful prosthetic devices to amputees.
I'm proud of being one-handed. It doesn't make me feel any different. But wearing this, instead of having people come up to me or give me like the sincere look of, oh, you've lost your arm, they go, oh wow, this is fantastic. And I just like to see people have a smile on their face about it. That's what it's all about for me. Because we're heavily promoting this kind of technology, some people really think like we were producing, augmented arms. And some fans or some moms and so on were asking, where can I buy your arm? And unfortunately, we have to say, we're not building any arms, we're just a video game company. But that triggers, the thing where we say, we should do something.
It was a really natural fit when they got in touch with us. We were almost expecting it at some point, and we formed this idea to try and turn Adam Jensen's arm into a real-life bionic limb.
I was actually only born with my left hand, so I've never seen any different, and I've always wanted to have like a robotic hand. I've never said I wanted two hands, just a robotic one, just to feel more cyborg, because it's just so much cooler, especially being into sci-fi and comics and stuff.
I developed the first bionic hand when I was 17, just tinkering in my bedroom at my parents' house when I was younger. So when I went to university a few years later, I wanted to take the project a little bit further and found that bionic hands existed for amputees to wear, but they were extremely expensive. And so I used that angle as an excuse to be allowed to create a bionic hand for my final year project at university. And then after university was when I co-founded Open Bionics, and we began working on the same problem with a more kind of definitive goal of being able to offer these bionic hands to people at a really affordable price.
So this is a custom-built one for myself. We use sensors in the top and bottom of my arm. So if I tense my bottom muscles, it will close. And if I loosen up but tense upwards slightly, it will open. We have a fantastic art director. His name is Jonathan Jack Beltet. This guy is a visionary. He's completely crazy. And the way we wanted to depict, a future world was that human augmentations couldn't be like just medical device. We wanted it to be super rewarding. People are wearing this kind of prosthesis in a fashionable way. For Deus Ex, we never wanted to do some gimmicky big robot's hand and so on. We wanted something to touch upon, the high fashion very refined design, something that looks very slick and very, you could be very proud to wear it. And then you can change all the functions like that. Kind of cool.
At this point, we've made a semi-functional prototype. So we've made one that's functional and looks similar to Adam Jensen's hand. The next steps for us will be perfecting the functionality of it so that it works really nicely and it's very good at grasping objects, and then making the finish really nice so that it looks the part as well. The design files that we're working on in this project will be open source as well, so people will be able to download them. If they have a 3D printer, they'll be able to make themselves an Adam Jensen arm that will be functional and they'll be able to use it.
We don't want to cut this technology, this accessibility to people who have their both hands and so on. So we partnered with Intel with their RealSense division and Razer with their Stargazer division also.
Multiple points on the hand in motion is captured in real time. The result is a one-to-one mirroring between the user's hand and the bionic hand.
We want to show limb-different people that the products and devices that they're seeing in science fiction, in gaming and in movies can become reality, and can become reality very soon.
It's mind-blowing for a lot of people, but I cannot wait for the future of this. Everything we're doing is somehow a new step forward. We're now defining the future.
Peggy 18.
The augmented era began with such promise. Until the incident turned the world upside down. 50 million dead. Hundreds of thousands more maimed and injured. All because a few rich opportunists plotted in secret to control us. Today, hatred of Augs has morphed into a full-blown mechanical apartheid, with violent clashes fueling unrest.
The augmented are suffering a genocide. It begins with taking away our rights, treating us as less than human, and then exterminating us.
Something big is brewing, and I need to cut it off at the source. How can these people always be one step ahead?
We've got unlimited power and money and absolutely no conscience at all. That's how.
They manipulated the dawn of Human 2.0, made it dangerous, made me. I'm going to use every advantage I have to stop them. My advanced capabilities convinced Interpol to recruit me to their counter-terrorism task force, despite objections within the team. I'm willing to endure their prejudice, so long as it furthers my hunt for the true threat.
Not gonna go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are you?
If I do, McCready, I guarantee you'll never see it coming. Turns out my military-grade enhancements were hiding a full set of cutting-edge experimental Augs. You're telling me I got more implants than I thought I did?
More than your body can handle.
Meaning my ability to infiltrate, fight, and circumvent has now grown exponentially. Right along with the increasing threat level. Being stationed in Prague places me at the epicenter of terrorist activity. And with blame for the latest atrocity being leveled at an augmented group there, the only certainty is that the body count will keep rising.
Our territory is fiercely defended. No one sets foot in there.
The task force wants me to bring ARC's leader to justice, dealing with his augmented army as I see fit. Starting my investigation by interrogating Talos Rucker on the realities of his non-violent approach could prove beneficial. Every floor of their towering complex is packed with armed militia and filled with high-end security. But its makeshift construction provides me with plenty of options. Going in full force and guns blazing may result in casualties. But if I want to strong-arm Rucker into surrendering, it makes sense to use force. engaging them with modified firearms, explosive nanoblades, and using my Titan shield to negate their counterfire as I roll through like a reinforced tank.
I have known exactly the kind of thug you are since the moment you entered.
If ARC had no involvement in the bombing, it might justify going in like a ghost, hacking their security systems, using the architecture to my advantage, delivering concussive blasts via the PEPS gun, and relying on the Tesla's electrified projectiles to avoid any unnecessary deaths. A lack of casualties would be a show of respect to someone like Rucker, and might just convince him to peacefully turn himself in.
Faced with two terrible choices, I choose the lesser evil. I will come with you.
But he and ARC represent just one facet of my hunt for the truth. And I'll need to keep tracking down leads and making contacts on both sides of the law if I hope to uncover the true motives behind these escalating attacks.
It's not always about doing the right thing, or about doing things the right way.
Intel gathered from allies outside the task force has me questioning everything, including the true intentions of my own command.
If you're meeting with Miller, be careful. You walked into another ambush, and Miller's not off my suspect list yet.
Everyone's got their agenda, meaning I'll have to trust my gut when dealing with suspects.
How far are you willing to go to help out a friend in need?
Whether I'm working by the book or going rogue, choice never comes without consequence. What's the going rate for cops in Gotham City?
You're making a very dangerous assumption.
The clock is always ticking, and unraveling the mystery on my own terms may be the only way to prevent disaster.
There is a moment coming, and it will be soon, when all of us will have to choose a side.
As anti-ARC conflicts become a global concern, Prague represents just one square on a giant chessboard whose pieces are continually manipulated from the shadows. I have to choose my allies wisely, reminding myself of the greater cause. The elite may obscure themselves in darkness, but the truth is still mine to reveal. I don't care that they only speak in whispers. I won't let them have the last word.
At the Palisade Bank Corporation, we know what top secret means. Your company's files contain valuable proprietary information worth far more than gold. We can help you protect it. Our state-of-the-art Blade server farms offer unparalleled security in a world that's teeming with uncertainty. Safeguarded by the most advanced physical and digital security systems in the world, the data you store at the Palisade Corporation will remain hands, out of reach of those who seek to slander your corporate interests.
For years they thought their secrets were safe. And they were right, until now. Rippers, protecting institutions that seek to hold us back, profiting while the majority get left behind, is the Palisade's #1 priority. Ours is to breach the Blade's overhyped digital defenses and expose the truth. Fire up your neural subnet kits and join the fight. When you're in the breach, the virtual reality environment will be your playground, and your digital avatar your tool of extraction. Your primary targets are data towers, but as you progress through the system, server nodes will bring about new objectives to master. Data extraction, enemy elimination, fragment collection. These will allow you to delve deeper into the network. Extract the data, escape the server, expose the truth. As you progress, don't be surprised if mysteries cross your path. The world is a dark place, and people often turn to Rippers to dig for answers. These people had a daughter who died under mysterious circumstances. They believe a pharmaceutical corporation is involved, and information you unlock on Versailles servers could contain the truth they need. All you have to do is locate the data and exit the server without being destroyed. No problem, right? Not necessarily. The AI core that operates the Palisade servers has security in place. Sentries, drones, turrets, and powerful prime defense units, all programmed to keep that precious data locked away. They'll quickly turn hostile against any intruder they find. But when it comes to virtual warfare, being on the cutting edge is just one way we Rippers stay ahead. Load your avatars with an arsenal of weapons to combat the virtual defenses. Use the credits you earn from successful raids to unlock new models. If a particular loadout wears out its welcome, dismantle the unwanted weapons into parts and use them to upgrade your favorites. Extracting data won't be easy, but as you gain experience, you'll earn praxis points, which can be used to unlock new abilities or improve skills you already have. Your NSN avatar can be equipped with a variety of virtual augmentations that can aid you in accomplishing your goals. But it has limited memory space, so finding the right balance of skills is crucial to leaving the breach with your avatar intact. Not really interested in taking down corrupt mega corporations from within? Fine. Then compete in challenges against your fellow Rippers. Send them your high score. If they can't beat it, you're awarded extra credits. You've motivated others by showing off your skills. But if it turns out you're a cocky failure, you get nothing in return. Of course, if you're really feeling full of yourself, you can also infect the server with modifiers. They'll increase the difficulty of the challenge, offering a more substantial reward, or give you temporary advantages by changing the rules if you're in a tricky spot. The world is full of conspiracies, Reapers, and the Blades hold the deepest secrets. No matter your motivation, your contribution will further our cause. Join the fight. Extract the data. Expose the truth. Buona fortuna, Reapers.